Next, we have Meena's question. Now, Meena got married in 2015. Husband is a businessman and owns properties in Pune and Mumbai. Now, due to differences, they had to get separated. Now, earlier, her husband had gifted her a property, but this was not registered. How can she claim her rights on that property now? Aditya, can you come in here? I mean, we've spoken a lot about this, about how you should get registration done and how it is very, very important for a woman to get the property registered in her name. What can she do now?
Well, as I would say, we have two laws which apply here. First is the Registration Act and second is the Transfer of Property Act. Under Section 122 of the Transfer of Property Act, a gift of an immovable property is to be made by a deed, and further this deed has to be registered. We also have Section 17 of the Registration Act, which states that any instrument which transfers an interest in an immovable property, it has to be a registered instrument. So since the deed has not been registered, in that case, she will not be able to use that deed as evidence in a court of law to claim a valid title to the property. At this juncture, two options emerge. Number one, she has every right to claim maintenance from her husband, there's no doubt about it. But the provisions of the Registration Act can also be ascertained to see whether on whose onus the registration is to be done. Because there is one more provision which states that if a property is transferred, the registration has to be done within 4 months of the transfer. So yes, complications may arise, and she has the right to claim maintenance. Further, under the domestic, in case there's a case of domestic violence, she can also claim the right to stay in the property, and she can claim the right to rent and suitable compensation. But yes, difficulties may arise for her if the gift deed is not registered.
So she says that it's not been registered.
But yes,
so you're essentially saying it's going to be difficult. But what can she do now? How does she claim rights to that property?
Number one, there are two points to be ascertained here. Number one, on whom does the onus of registration lie? Usually the onus of registration lies on the person who is claiming title in the property. So person in whose benefit the property is transferred, it is the onus lies on him to go and register the document. And it has to be done within 4 months of the date of execution.
No, Aditya, so tell us this. She's very clearly saying it's not registered.
Yes.
And I'm assuming here that there is no gift deed as well.
Yes.
She probably, the keys were just handed over to her and told her this is your property.
Yes.
So if that is the case, how can she ensure that she has rights over that property?
Well, as it said that unlike in the West, in Indian law gives women no right to claim a share in the property of a husband. She has the right to a lifestyle to which she was living with her husband. She has a right to an equivalent amount of maintenance, income, accommodation also. So yes, under the maintenance law, she can get an equivalent housing, an equivalent accommodation. She can get house rent also. But yes, unlike the West,
you do not get property.
Yes, of course, the husband can give her a property in lieu of exemption from lifetime maintenance. But otherwise, she's entitled to maintenance, but she will not be entitled to a share in the property of her husband.
So, Meena, sadly, you do not have any rights on that particular property unless there is a gift deed. And if there is a gift deed, that could probably help you. But the fact is, you should have ideally registered it. And the other thing, of course, like Aditya pointed out, you can ask for this property as part of your maintenance when you do go to court. Aditya, very quickly, if there is property that comes to you through marriage,
yes,
like in Meena's case, what are the things you need to do to ensure that it stays in your name?
Well, first of all, in case, let's say, a woman receives a property in marriage, first of all, she must make it clear that if this is being given as a gift, if the gift is being given by parents, she should insist that you sign a gift deed, that out of love and affection, you are giving me this property. Get the gift deed registered. It doesn't cost much. Moment that is done, automatically the property becomes yours and you can claim full rights over it. So awareness of the law of registration is very important, because unless or until your document is registered, you cannot use it in evidence in a court of law to claim rights over the property.
Right. So essentially what you need to do is you need to ensure that there is documentation showing that you own that particular property.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricks now.